Circle of Consciousness, Scorpio. This is your January 2025 Astro-Tarot forecast, brought to you from the beautiful shores of the Big Island in Hawaii. I'm very happy to be here. In fact, if I turn the camera just a little bit, you can see the ocean behind me, and I think that would be nice for you to see that as I'm delivering this reading to you, Scorpio. So Scorpio, if you're new to the channel, what I do is I try to blend together the two sister spiritual arts of astrology and the tarot. Both subjects are enormous, and so what I've tried to do is to distill the readings into their most essential elements. So I'm only following the transits of Mars and Venus for the month. This puts us very much into the moment, because these are generally short-lived transits, and they give us a yin-yang, male-female, right-left, good-bad, aggressive-passive aspects of the month. And so I think that they help us to anchor into the astrological revelations, and then to use that as a benchmark, as again, an anchor to the tarot readings, the tarot reading that will follow. So that is the idea. I also want to mention that if you would like a personal and private reading from me, you need to go to my website, grandcentralhealing.com, and in the shop are all the options, the reading options that I have for you. But I've just added a new one, and I want to mention that before we begin your reading. And that has to do with a personal, private interaction with me via the phone. Now, I'm in Hawaii, and I've just recently arrived here, of course, and the time zone is unique unto itself, being in the middle of the ocean. And so if you want to have a telephone interaction with me, then we would have to schedule it according to your convenience and to mine. So what this will be is either a tarot or an astrological or a combination of both or neither. It could be absolutely intuitive. So when I speak with you, we'll determine how the reading will play out. And there's a link below this video that will show you how to access this very special reading that I have now for you. So that said, let's begin now your forecast, your astrology forecast. Remember, I said that we follow the planets of Mars. And why Mars?
In astrology, Mars is a powerful symbol of energy, action, desire, basic instincts, assertiveness, even sex drive.
And we follow the transit of the planet Venus. And why Venus?
Venus in astrology symbolizes love, harmony, beauty, pleasure.
Mars moves into Leo just for a very short time at the beginning of the month, giving you a taste, a flavor of what's to come in the future. But then it retrogrades right back into its previous sign. It is highlighting, illuminating your ninth house. The ninth house is the house of higher learning, long distance travel, of self-development, of spiritual inquiry, of creative exploration. It's a beautiful house. And being in retrograde, what it means is that you might be looking over previous concepts, ideas, inspirations, projects, to see whether these ideas, inspirations, projects fit the current circumstantial climate you're in. Will that project fit into the dynamics of your current situation? So there's a reassessment, a reevaluation of previous artistic inspirations, of previous plans, strategies to develop your inner world, as well as to change your outer world. This is about your influence and your ability to take your ideas out into the world. And there's a sort of a reevaluation, a going over, a making sure that all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. It's to make sure that you have the proper alignment of idea with the current propulsion of events. That is the incentive that you're going to have this month. But it's a beautiful thing because you might be able to actually improve upon, deepen, elevate those ideas, those concepts, those projects, even if it is about long distance travel. It could be that this travel is interrupted in some way, or perhaps it is delayed, or plans change, the travel plans change, or that you upgrade from a previous strategy, making this even a better plan than it was before, a better solution, a better idea, better concept, improvement upon. And it could just be about you also revisiting old spiritual concepts, spiritual ideas, doctrines, and or delving more deeply into these kinds of subjects. It could all be about that. So now, let's investigate where your Venus is transiting. And Venus all month is going to be in Pisces, and Pisces is in your 5th house. Pisces is your 5th house. The 5th house is the house of pleasure, the house of creativity, the house of children, the house of joy, fun, play. All of these things are highlighted. And I'll tell you something. The 2 houses, the 5th house and your 9th house, are the power houses that feed the other houses. They're the power resources for the other houses. So you're tapping into a most incredible creative potential here. If there's any kind of artistic project, any kind of work project where you need your individuality to shine out, this would be the month to do that. To start that project, to initiate that project, to initiate that work idea. You've got such an incredible force behind you of creativity that you'll be able to take the most innocuous, even dull concept, and it will spark after your treatment of it. So, whatever mundane project you've held on the back burner, it's time to put that project on the front burner. And while you're also perusing old ideas to see what those older concepts and ideas, how they could have relevance to the moment, to what you're doing in the moment, and for the future. So the past and the future are bridged by this incredible creative power source this month. And I want to tell you also that you're going to have a thirst for romance. Many of you out there, young or old, are going to have a thirst for romance. And maybe it is through the scheduling of a trip to a very different place where perhaps you're meeting different people and encountering different cultural behaviors that will edify you and again lend to that creative spirit, that creative force. So, no, go on. There was a little dog, and he wanted to come in and forecast for his dog friends, I'm sure. So, I can't hear you. Oh, I'm just filming for my YouTube channel. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's all about astrology and tarot and all that kind of stuff. I think I might even leave that in because there's people that come to this point of rocks to enjoy it, and they bring their dogs and animals to enjoy it too. So I just want you to experience that as well. So yes, Venus in the 5th is going to launch for you a very romantic period for many of them. Some people aren't interested in romance, and their reward will be peace of mind and joy of living, joy of life. But for those of you who are interested in romance, it's going to be a very dramatic and passionate time for you, where you meet new people or you enliven older relationships. And if it is about perusing a relationship from the past and making a connection with someone from the past, that might very well happen this month too. Someone who gave you a feeling of spiritual upliftment might return into your life, and you're more able, with your matured perspective, to accept their brand of loving, shall we say. So all of this is possible. I mean, you are lit this month, Scorpio, creatively. But now, let's move on to your tarot forecast for the month. So, welcome, Scorpio, to the tarot portion of your reading. And thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. Thank you for helping me on this incredible journey to the Big Island from Florida, where I experienced some extreme tragedies via the hurricanes, and I decided to return to Hawaii, which was my previous home. 15 years prior, I had moved from Maui to Florida. And being 72 years old, it was a very difficult decision to make. You never know if you're quite up to it, you know? Not as you don't have the same mindset that you do when you're younger. But I'm physically very strong and healthy, and that helped me to give me the courage to do this. And I'm also very grateful to all of you who have helped me, either by directly donating to the channel or buying a private reading from me as well. That helps a great deal. And I enjoy doing them immensely. So let's begin your reading. This is a 4-card spread. And as I said before, what I try to do is I try to correlate it, relate it to the information that we garnered from the transits of Mars and Venus. Again, you know, I can't express how the fact that you have these two houses of the 5th and the 9th, both of these houses have to do with love, higher learning, your progeny, be that children or your art. It's a double blessing. And so let's see what the tarot has to add in the way of a blessing for you. In the position of the overall mood or energy of the month, we have the Knight, the King of Wands. The King of Wands. This is beautiful. He is the entrepreneurial king. He's the king who doesn't mind rolling up his sleeves and doing the hard work. This is about you being rewarded for your hard work, for your labor. But it also indicates leadership abilities, being able to think outside of the box, being innovative, taking the initiative, not waiting for the crowd to do the work or to start the project. This is you. This is you in a leadership position where your influence becomes very dynamic, where your influence becomes a part of what leads to success. You are able to inspire others with the work that you do, with the work that you've done. And in this inspiration, you take charge. And you don't take no for an answer from anyone else, all the naysayers, all those who are not as convinced as you are of the rightness of your actions. This is bold, aggressive motion forward. Now, we did have a retrograde in the 9th house. The retrogrades usually put a sort of a brake on the forward moving energy of Mars. But because of the fact that it falls into your ninth house, I think that there's a powerful forward moving action regardless. And you may be able to take the best of what you've done before and bring it into the present in order to deliver you into a higher state of financial success, spiritual success, and success to do with broadening your horizons, pulling into you new places, new people, new experiences. That's what this is saying. Now let's move on to the position of what will challenge you. And let's see. The Ace of Swords. Definitely the initiation of an intellectual project is your challenge. Something that will challenge you on an intellectual level, on a rational level, so that you have to make sure that you are able to follow a rational sequence of ideas. And you are very well equipped to do so with the Mars and Venus transiting your 9th and 5th house. This is aggressive again. Maybe the retrograde feels a little like you're being held back. There's a little bit of that. But so your challenge is to cut through the dross, the garbage, the irrelevant, the unimportant, and to get to the heart of the matter. This is legal things, legal issues as well. Making sure that you are legally operating fairly and judiciously. That's very important. So on the health spectrum, this is the cutting away of what is harmful. So it often implies surgery or just the removal of that which was negative, be that physically negative, mentally negative, or emotionally negative, and to remain very, very much in self-control, discipline, loyal, and loyal to your project, loyal to your ideas, loyal to the higher consciousness that the 9th house is asking you to review. That's what this is. So take the initiative, move forward, and do it boldly, aggressively. Don't be afraid. Your idea is good. Your concept is good. Your plan is good. That's what this means. Now let's move on to the position of the unexpected. Judgment. It's a powerful card. Judgment is what it is. It's judging something, making a judgment, and something that will have life-altering results. So you reevaluate something. You take the initiative with the Ace of Swords. What does that lead to? Sudden, unexpected, revolutionary change. A change of place, again, a change of life, a change, if it isn't that dramatic in some of your own experience, in your own experience, it means a dramatic change within your psyche, bringing you to a place of peace, a place of joy and contentment. But for those of you who will experience this on a more dramatic level, this is about rebirth, coming out of your coffins as these families are emerging from the dark, coming out of the negativity, the naysaying, and experiencing life in a way that perhaps you didn't even think was possible. This is what's unexpected. What a way to begin the year, Scorpio. I'm very happy for you. I have Scorpio rising. I'm happy for me as well. So let me move on to the final card, which is the card of the outcome. What will the actual result of all this be? The Knight of Wands. So we have two wands. We have the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So again, it's forward moving and very dramatic. In fact, this is sudden change as well. Sudden travel. Sudden inspiration. Sudden romance. And romance that's very impetuous. You already have Venus in your fifth. So impetuosity is a given in that house. You fall in love at the drop of a hat. And you find your soulmate very innocuously. Maybe even in your travels or in this change of life. Something, it's an about face, a turnaround, and you gallop towards your goal. You don't just walk. You move with great swiftness towards the success that you wanted to achieve. Be this on a creative level exclusively or on a physical level as well. I best start winding up because I think it's going to rain very soon and I don't want my camera to get wet. So I'm going to have to end it right here and say, all my love, thank you for supporting me. Thank you everyone for coming to the reading, and I will then see you. So namaste. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting, and I will see you next month. All my love. All my love. Bye-bye.